Let's go, baby.
Yes.
Oh, you already know what it is.
Yes, I love that beat drop.
Listen, we are back, guys. Episode
number 2.
We are back. Miss the Abyss podcast, baby. Woo.
Let's go, baby. My name is Jose Gonzalez, a.k.a. Gonzo, a.k.a. Jose the Mighty, a.k.a. Man of God, a.k.a. Man with the Hands. And this over here
My name is Rainer Rivera, a.k.a. Skillfully Cut, a.k.a. All Around Artist, a.k.a. Man of God, a.k.a. Goya Boya, a.k.a. Forget About It, a.k.a. We Love Jesus, a.k.a. Say Hello to My Little Friend, a.k.a. Miss the Abyss. You already know what it is, baby. We back, guys. We are back. We are excited. We're excited to be back, as you can tell.
Man.
As you can tell. I gotta do the happy dance.
Happy to be here. A little shimmy. Go ahead. Shimmy it. Ooh, get it up. Get the energy out. Hey.
I gotta do the happy dance. Listen, if you're hearing this on all audio platforms, you gotta watch the video too, because you can't miss this.
you don't want to miss this. No, I can't. For all those looking on audio, listening on audio, it was a crazy dance. He did like 3 backflips, 18 cartwheels, all in a matter of a couple of seconds. You gotta catch the video.
You gotta catch. If you're on Spotify, flip over to YouTube real quick.
Real quick,
just to watch
that
the
one
dance.
part.
That's it. It's worth it.
Yo, man, it is a nice sunny day in New York City. I'm hyped to be here.
I'm hyped. I just want to thank everybody real quick for watching episode 0, for watching episode 1.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We thank you. We thank you because without you, we wouldn't be here. But thank you guys so much. Seriously, for watching, for telling somebody about it, for sharing, for liking, for subscribing, for just coming up to us and letting us know, giving us good feedback.
Yeah, man. No, Yo, listen, we love the feedback. We really do. It helps us get better and achieve this level of excellence that we always strive for. It was super humbling to have some of you guys come up to me, saying your episode really motivated me. Your episode really helped me out. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, that stuff is super encouraging, man.
Thank you.
You know, we're here because we want to help people, man.
Yes.
We want to get you guys out of the abyss. We want to get you guys, moving and going and achieving dreams and achieving goals, hitting milestones, being absolutely excellent in this life. You know,
that's why we're here. That's why we're here. And we're not gonna be able to change the world, but if we can help somebody, every episode, then
we're doing it.
We're happy.
We're doing our job.
That's what it's about. Because at the end of the day, we all fall into different types of abysses, different types of things. And the thing is, sometimes it's taboo to even talk about.
Right. For some reason.
Yeah, for some reason, right? It's like, while we all go through the same thing, it's still taboo to talk about it, right? Like, you can be going through, someone in your very job, someone in your very class, in your very school, is literally going through deep depression. It's literally hating something about their own lives, hating the way they look, hating where they're at in life, hating their family. Like, this people going through deep depression, who are alcoholics, who are drug addicts, and you don't even know. And if we can shed some type of light, and give some and offer something to you, because at the end of the day, we all struggle with something.
Right. No, that's absolutely the truth, man. Like, it's actually, thankfully, I want to say, like, as of recent, like maybe the last couple of years, mental health has been something that we've been addressing and stuff like that. But there's still other stuff like lust that people don't really like to talk about because, it's a little uncomfortable and weird to talk about it. There's, loneliness. There's, like you said, depression, vice, all these different vices.
Sometimes people don't want to talk about things like that, especially lust, because they feel like it's normal.
Right.
Well, everybody goes through it. It's regular. You're supposed to be going through that.
Right. But that's our job. We're gonna kind of try to shine a light on these abysses and try to get you to miss it, or if you're in it, try to get you out of it. Because that's what we want to do. We're just trying to get out, spread and offer hope, joy, grace. Upon grace, you know what I'm saying?
We're hope dealers. That's what we are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Come catch me on the corner somewhere.
Catch me on the street dealing that hope, $5, quarter.
Not even. It's free. We're offering hope for free.
Free 99. Can you afford it? Yes, you can.
Absolutely.
But we can't afford is sin, because sin is too expensive.
And it's whack.
You know what I mean? So we got to stay away from that. But speaking about abysses and all that stuff, we're going to talk about a specific abyss today. Something that's been in the news, something you probably heard about.
It's almost impossible to have not seen what's been going on as of very recent, because the internet when the internet gets a hold of something, the internet is the wild, wild west, and they will absolutely destroy, certain things. Some of it's comical, and some of it is just like.
A lot of times, what they do is a lot of times they make light of certain situations,
Right?
Which sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. But in this particular case, I think it's something that we can talk about, something that we can learn from, something positive.
Yeah, I agree.
And this abyss is the abyss of entanglement.
Entanglement,
baby. Let's pick up some. We're gonna talk about it because
we're applauding entanglement, guys.
Yes. applaud the entanglement because it's not cheating. It's just an
entanglement.
Just entangled. I mean, I ain't cheating. I'm just entangled. You know what I mean?
Right?
So
don't we all?
Yeah, we all get entangled. It's not cheating.
Nah, just kidding, man. Just kidding.
We're kidding. Because I mean that's what it seemed like Jada was trying to do. Like, listen, Will Smith was like, yeah, well, we was on a break, and then that's when and then she was like, yeah, we was on a break, and that's when I had this entanglement with August.
Right.
And then he was like,
very
entanglement.
And very, very interesting. Very interesting.
And he was like, you mean relationship? He was like, yes, absolutely. It was a relationship.
Right. It's so fun. There's actually a lot of stuff, that we can, I know the internet's making fun of it, but it's like some very interesting stuff that happened in that interview. I saw the 11-minute clip. It looked a little bit edited, like they cut some stuff out, but I went with what I assumed the majority of people went with and saw, and it was pretty interesting actually. Actually, let's talk about entanglement, right? Just the word entanglement, right? It is super interesting, right, that she used the word entanglement, as opposed to me like affair or relationship, like we'll address directly head on. And I honestly believe, right, because many of us know, and maybe some of us don't know, words have power, right? Where there is significant meanings in the words that you choose when describing something, when you're talking about yourself, when you're talking about others. Words hold a certain weight to it, so it almost seemed as a cop-out, right, to use the word entanglement. Like, it's not that serious. It's not an affair, or it's not a relationship with another person that is not my husband. It's an entanglement,
Yeah,
that's serious. You can, you just pull it apart. It's nothing, something light, So that was interesting point number one that I immediately picked up on while watching it. I don't know if you if there's anything stuck out to you or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, man, sometimes in your relationship you got to be very careful, and you got to. It's like these beautiful plants, right? Mm-hmm. It's like when you have a relationship, you got to water it. You got to make sure you have sunlight so that it can grow properly. And if anywhere during the process where you lack, then the trees begin to die.
Right.
So what it looks like is somewhere between their relationship. And when you're famous and you're running around and you're doing these movies and talk shows, and I mean, how much could you really be home? How much could you really be watering the plants? How much could you really be taking care of anything, right? So, I mean, it almost seemed like a recipe of disaster, right? Because if you're, they seemed like they were like the perfect couple. They seemed okay. Mm-hmm. Their families seemed awesome, rich and famous and just successful. And they didn't seem bad or anything like that. They didn't do nothing crazy, but I think it's kind of a recipe of disaster when you can't be home to take care and water your plants and your children and your family, and things begin to happen.
Right. Yeah.
And I think somewhere along the lines, it was bad already, and she met him previously. She met August previously.
Right. Their family.
Had like, I guess, what I would assume to be a regular relationship, like maybe like
she definitely like mentioned in the interview like how they were there, they were helping him out. He was sick. He was very sick.
We are back.
So our camera died.
Yes.
In the middle of that conversation. So,
but what were you talking about?
So we were getting into with the whole entanglement.
Oh yeah. The water the plants.
In the interview at the red table, Will Smith straight up asks Jada, like, what were you looking for when everything happened with August? And what she said, I was looking to be happy. I was looking to feel happy. And that's deep in itself, because it kind of shows the extremes that humans, right? Like just people will go to achieve happiness, right? She made this vow on the altar with Will than to love each other, and not, obviously not to be unfaithful in any type of situation or whatever. But she was sought out happiness to such a great extent that she went outside of her marriage. Now there's a debate, right, whether or not it was right or wrong, because they were on a quote unquote break, but they were still married. So obviously I don't think it was right. You're still in a marriage, right? If we're taking a break, we're still together. We're just trying to figure things out.
I mean, but some people do that. Some people say, I want to go on a break, and then take that as some type of opportunity to find something better, or see if they can fill whatever void they have, and just sail into the sunsets with something better.
Right? But then what are we trying to, if it's a marriage, right, and we're looking to grow past this, that's why we're taking a break. We're gonna take a break because eventually we want to come together, and be together. Then what are you searching there is, I guess, you have to have some type of happiness individually by yourself, right? Without a doubt. If you're not happy by yourself, it's pretty hard to be happy with someone else there. Because again, that person, something could happen, and that's it. Your joy can't be attached to another person.
Yeah.
But in the midst of being in a break, right, it almost seems like, oh, we're gonna take a break just to try to find that joy in ourselves, and so that we can come to this partnership happy both together and be together. I don't think it really warrants getting into an entanglement, right?
Yeah, I feel like
somebody else.
I feel like breaks are weird. Like, I don't suggest them.
Right?
You know what I mean? Like what does that mean? Like,
especially if you plan on getting back together, right?
I mean, if you plan on getting back together, suggesting taking a break. I don't know. Personally, and everyone's different. Everyone has their own ideas, but taking a break is just kind of weird. It's just, I don't know. Maybe some people have a pure heart behind it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Listen, if you got a pure heart behind it, you want to like enlighten us a little bit instead of your.
I mean, I'll say it's different if you have kids. It's different if you don't have kids.
Right.
Because if you have kids, you should be doing everything in your power to work it out through anything. Because at the end of the day, you still have a vow. And the good and the bad. There's going to be. People say it, but they don't really expect the bad.
Right.
There's going to be bad, and it's going to be really bad, and it's going to be things that your worst nightmare might happen.
Right.
And are you willing to fight through it? Because you should be. You shouldn't just just throw the partner out just because they made a mistake.
Right.
And I mean, easier said than done.
Of course, right? Like,
there's gonna be tears. There's gonna be a lot of nights of crying.
A lot of heartache.
Hate. There's gonna be a lot of things building up. But hopefully, at the end of it, like Will said, they were like, but at the end of the day, like right now, they're stronger than ever, and I hope that's the case.
Right. No, absolutely. That whole entanglement situation that they were talking about happened 4 years ago. She said that in the interview, and which is why I guess they're able to laugh about it now and talk about it at the red table, which that's admirable. That takes heart, right? Yeah. To like come on social media and talk about, a very rough time in their marriage. And they seem to, we could take, it's an opinion thing, but like it looked like, they seem to work past it. Will seemed like he was still kind of hurt, which kind of broke my heart a little bit,
I mean, like I said, there's gonna be hurt. Man. I mean, it's nothing. There's gonna be hurt because at the end of the day, he probably feels a certain way. He probably feels like maybe he hasn't handled the situation as best as he could. Maybe, imagine you're a man and you're providing for your family. You're like this famous actor. You have everything in the world to give your wife. You have everything in the world to give your kids. Yet your wife is still not satisfied with something like that. Like, how do you feel as a man who has everything and your wife still is looking for something else? Like, I mean, he must feel hurt. Like, that's where those eyes come from. Like, that's something where you can check yourself and be like, I got to do better. And the reason why I love this situation is because we all can look at ourselves.
Right.
We can all internalize come on, like, whoever's
and
watching this, if you're listening to this, come on, like, you can do better. I mean, we all can do better.
Right.
And it'll be dope if we could just take this example and say, listen, how can I better help my wife? How can I better help my husband? How can I better help my parents or friends? Like, how can I be a better person? And show mercy, because listen, the same way she messed up. I'm sure he messed up. They both messed up in their marriages. We all mess up in our relationships,
Right.
whether it be friends, whoever, you know?
Right. You know, and I love, you know, like you said, we can look at this situation and like internalize and reflect on our own relationships and our own marriages and stuff like that. And it's a wonderful thing to reflect on that stuff. You should be paying attention to your marriage and make sure that you're not just on autopilot, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And I love that, that we have,
don't be on autopilot.
absolutely, don't be on autopilot. I love that we have, you know, the Bible, and it says, you know, that husbands should love their wives as Christ loved the church. Even if you guys aren't really like,
That's big. That's one thing my dad always taught me, and that's what helped me throughout my marriage too.
right? Like even if you're like not a believer right now, or you know you never believed in God and stuff like that, you can still look at the example of Jesus Christ and the church, how he gave himself, you know, for the church, despite the church being, you know, being flawed. You know, like the people of God, like, you know, we're not perfect people, but Christ gave himself up freely. You know. In that example, we can see that, you know, our wives aren't going to be perfect, but we are going to love our wives, you know, through it all, through the good, through the bad. We're going to love our wives. We're going to serve our wives.
That kind of gets to me sometimes, because it's like, how do you, okay, let's say a wife does something dumb, right? You know, it could be something hurtful or whatever the case is. Who are you to be like, I'm just bouncing? Yeah. Like the way I think about it is like, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you could be hurt about something. She could have done something crazy. Listen, we all go through these moments where we do things we don't, you know, where we do things that we regret and you know, maybe bad stuff. But who are you to just like? I ask myself, right, before I make any crazy decision, did I do everything I could possibly do before I leave? Right? Did I give it everything I got? Yeah. Did I work with her? Did I pray with her? Did I tell her how I feel? Did I make her feel the best she could feel? Right. And if I can't say yes, I did all these things and stuff like that, then I can't leave, because you know what, that says that I'm flawed too. Right. And just because we have different flaws, and you may see hers as bigger or mine as bigger or smaller. Right. Like at the end of the day, we still make mistakes. Right. Right. You know what I mean? So like, you know, you like, who are you to just be like, oh, like I don't want her no more, I'm out, or I don't want him no more, I'm out. No, you should learn to understand that we all have flaws. Right. And we could work through this together. Right. You know. Right.
Like you said, like we all have flaws, and there's like grace to be given in those moments that we see each other's flaws. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the word.
Like when my wife, you know, some random example, like if my wife does something to anger me, like that's a perfect opportunity to show grace, right? And to communicate. I think what a lot of people fail in is that communication, is being able to talk and have those hard conversations, especially like as men. I think we have the toughest time being able to communicate our feelings. Like we don't have like that emotional intelligence to like be like, this is why I feel, and why I feel this way is because of X, Y, and Z. And I believe, you know, if we all got a little bit better at that, you know, being able to express ourselves and communicate, you know, with our partner, that our relationships, you know, improve drastically. Yeah. You know, and it doesn't just apply to just marriage. That applies to all your relationships. If you're able to effectively communicate in all your relationships, all your friendships, with your close friends, with your coworkers, with your acquaintances, you see that these relationships start to nourish and grow stronger. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You can't have a close friend and not be able to have hard conversations. You know, like, because then, you know, well, you're just a surface level friendship, and that thing is too vulnerable, you know, too unstable, that you can't really put too much trust in it. But if you have that close friend and you guys are able to have those hard conversations, those intimate conversations, where someone's able to, you know, where your close friend can point out in you like, yo, you're tripping, you're wilding, you know. If you have those relationships, you put more trust into them, and you know, you get more satisfaction out of those relationships.
Yeah, know? And I mean, look at and all this. If you think about it, everything we're talking about, the relationships, the entanglements, and all this, and you know, your partner, forgiveness and grace and mercy and all this stuff like that. That just brings me right around to cancel culture, which is another big thing that's going on right now. And it's like, the bad thing about cancel culture is that it's like not allowing forgiveness, and it's not allowing people to learn from their mistakes,
Right. Yeah.
and to be able to move forward. Now I understand people do really bad things and horrible things, but the thing is, like, how are we supposed to ever learn?
Right.
You know, if we can't mess up. I mean, if you're starting a job and you're, you know, you're going through training and you're a cashier and you give someone the wrong change and they get upset, and what, they're just gonna fire you? No, like, that's just a mistake. Fix the mistake and
Don't let it happen again.
you know,
Right.
yeah, don't let it happen again, and just continue to move forward. I understand that's a small example, but
Right.
you know, but in life, you're gonna cancel. You're gonna go on a campaign to cancel somebody, knowing that you in your own life have done a bunch of crazy stuff.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. No, that's true.
like we should give people the opportunity to change. We should give people the opportunity to, you know, to just be better. You
Right.
know, instead of just, you know, ruining people's careers. and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Immediately jumping to like the absolute extreme. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you make a mistake, and you know it's kind of like, oh, well, let's have a conversation about this mistake.
No,
It's
but
how it should be, right? Like,
Yo, but it's crazy.
but like, no, it's like you make a mistake. It's like, execute him, take
Yo,
him,
End of
like,
his life.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about it is a lot of these people are famous at something. They're like, they're great at something. So what if they said something crazy or did something crazy? Like, what if we were able to, you know, to reform them or change them and
have a conversation.
have a conversation? But
like that's kind of like,
think about, and most of these people have big platforms. Like,
Right,
what if they
right.
can use these platforms for better?
Right.
Like, what if they can use these platforms to start? They can do it for so much good. There's so much bad in this world.
right,
That what if they can just turn it around and start using it for good?
right. No, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Like, and even in that, because like it's a slippery slope, because right, you should be entitled to your own opinion without being canceled, right? I think that's
Exactly.
like, that's the freedom of
Exactly.
speech.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that we are going to be backing hate speech. Like, that's obviously
No hate
there's
speech.
no
No
there's
hate
no,
speech.
you know, room for there's no room there to wiggle. Hate speech is wrong, and it's absolutely wrong. But to be entitled to your own personal opinion, like, and
Yes.
immediately having a group of people like trying to go after you is insane. Like,
crazy.
that's wild. Like, what dimension are we living in that I can't voice my opinion? That is not neither a good thing or a bad thing. It is just my personal opinion, and I'm immediately mobbed and jumped. You know, people jumping down my throat about
Yeah,
it.
we have different perspectives and different ways, different cultures, different ways of growing up, and
Right.
we shouldn't just like mob somebody because they feel different or you know, just have a difference of opinion or something like that.
Right.
You know,
It's just like, let's agree to disagree. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, if I said something that you might think it like, yo, this dude is wilding, like he's tripping, like, then come to me, like, talk to me, like, let's have a conversation. Show me why I'm wilding, while I'm tripping, why what I'm saying is like illogical, insane, and then we can talk about it and have this conversation. You know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the day, if whether I sway to your side or don't sway to your side, then we should have the same mutual respect for one another.
Exactly.
To be like, yeah, we can still continue to be friends. That's just kind of one point that we just don't agree on. Hopefully you come around, or hopefully I come around, and you know, we go ahead. But this whole thing of, dude, like, yo, one wrong statement in the public eye, it's over, bro. It's,
man. I mean,
it's crazy,
you know,
you know?
we used to be able to have conversations like, you know, and just agree to disagree. Like, you can tell me, listen, you know, I believe that, you know, there was a big bang and we all
Right.
existed.
right.
And I could tell you, I don't believe in that. I just don't believe in that. You know, but if that's what you believe, that's what you believe. like why do you know? I'm not gonna have.
I'm gonna cancel you out.
Yeah, I'm
'cause
not gonna have my
you
people.
don't believe
you know,
in the Big Bang.
you know, the people who believe in the same thing, like, just attack you, or
Right.
you know, we all believe on different things, and you know,
Yeah.
you know, that shouldn't be.
Just agree to disagree. That's it, and then we can live in a cohesive society and be good, and instead of like stuttering at this step in progression of, like, you know, of our culture, we can grow and continue to grow as a culture.
Yeah, I mean-
Instead of stuttering right here in this particular time, you know, in this particular moment in history that we're living in, which is where there is just so much divide and so much hate coming from each side. You know,
Yes,
we either
yes.
it used to be you could just be, you know, right, left, conservative, liberal. But now it's just like you're either radical left or radical right. Like, that's how people are just viewing each other. Like I don't, someone who's a liberal, I'm not gonna view immediately as a radical liberal all the way on the left side. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like we can have a conversation, I can come to my conclusions, but it seems like if you express any type of view, you have to be on the immediate extreme.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just not the case, man. Like cancel culture is whack. Like
It's crazy what you said too, because I was just about to mention. I was just about to talk about division too.
yeah, no,
Like all the hatred and stuff that's going on now. It sucks because it's bringing division amongst all of us. And
it's wild, bro. Like family members stop talking to each other
yes,
because of what's going on
yes,
today. Like
yes,
you know what I'm saying?
yes.
Neighbors are no longer communicating to each other.
Yes.
Fathers against sons, mothers against daughters. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody against everybody. And I mean,
Wow,
listen, man. Listen, we're in crazy times. Some people call it end of times, and even the Bible says that.
Yeah.
The Bible says that if families gonna go against families, everyone's gonna go against each other, and it's gonna be crazy times, rumors of wars, and all this crazy stuff, man.
I mean, it's wild. Like, and so if you're listening, or watching on YouTube, like, yo, please, for me, for my co-host Raymond, like, yo, can you just take the time out to, before you draw these insane and radical opinions about people, or these incredibly wild conclusions, let's take a moment to listen and to do our research, and to do to look at the situation as its whole,
Yes.
not to take snippets or go with what the majority is preaching. You know what I'm saying? Literally, just listen. Listen to what that other person is saying before we publicly condemn them. Take some time out to learn about that situation before we label the situation anything. Because right now there is such a great division. What we need now is just a group of people, just people who are just willing to listen, people who are just I am tired of this divide, and I want this nation to come together. I want this culture to come together,
Yes.
and be cohesive, so that we can progress and grow as a culture, as a people, and not be stuck here in this division. I don't want it to be 2 years from now that people literally just can't even, you can't even live in a certain area anymore, because this area is liberal, or this area is conservative, and if God forbid you walk over there, it's gonna be a problem. Dog, we're just too this is 2020. Let's move past that stuff.
And we're here, and obviously this is only episode 2,
Right?
and obviously we just started, but we do want this to be a platform where we can show love.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, and
Absolutely.
obviously we're Christian and stuff like that, and
Yes.
and you guys are gonna know God, our God,
Right.
by the love we show.
Right.
And I really want that to be genuinely shown, because sometimes when you're a part of something, it gets misrepresented by a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And my co-host knows, because he is an officer. he gets it from all angles.
Yeah, let's not even talk about that.
And even though he is a good officer, and he does what's right,
Appreciate you.
There's people in his profession who do misrepresent.
Mm-hmm.
Which is unfortunate, and then he has to obviously, take those repercussions, and
Right.
and there's other Christians who misrepresent, and then we got to take those repercussions,
Right.
But we want to be able to at least display, real love,
Right. Yeah.
but while still holding our belief,
Right.
but we do love all you guys, and we do genuinely
Yeah.
hope you listen to this, and get something good from it, and and whatever abyss you're in, and this one is entanglement.
Right.
Entanglement. Thank you, Will. And thank you, Jada. You may be entangled in something. What are you entangled in?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what you're entangled in.
Right.
But you may be entangled in some type of mess in your life right now, and we hope that that you're able to get out of it.
Right, man.
Honestly, there's no reason for you to be stuck in it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that you are more than a conqueror. I believe that you can overcome anything. There's no mental health issue that can overtake you, and I believe in healing. I believe in that you can be free from whatever bondage you're in.
Yeah.
And and I hope this is a platform that we can continue. Well, we're gonna have guests and stuff like that for sure.
Absolutely,
For
without a
sure,
doubt.
we're
Without a
prepared
doubt.
for it. We have everything we need. We're gonna have guests that's gonna come and help us with different issues.
Yeah.
To just shed more light on certain topics. Because we do want to show that love, and and we want you guys to see that there could be good conversation, even if someone has a difference of an opinion. Maybe
Yeah,
a
man.
guest.
Like we want it. Like we just want
Yeah.
to talk, man.
Yeah.
We want these open conversations. Like we don't want just to be us two all the time. We want to bring in guests and have conversations, have rich, deep, meaningful conversations for you guys and just for our own edification, right? For our own good. It's good to hear from different people and different perspectives and different angles and all that. So we look forward to that stuff, and if you guys have like anything you guys want to share, feel free to reach out to us. I think we're both reachable. Like on our Instagram,
Yes.
our Instagram is probably going to be the main source of the main source that we're going to be able to communicate through, and that's Miss the Abyss podcast on Instagram. Otherwise, if you follow me, Jose the Mighty, or you follow Raymond Rivera on Instagram, you can also reach out to us through there. But we'd love to hear from you guys. Especially whatever triumph story you might have, whatever situation that you might be going through that you may like, I kind of want you guys' opinions on it. We'd be more than happy to talk about it.
Yeah. We can't forget about that. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. We do want to have a guest on who has went through something in your life. You probably almost died and or maybe you lost everything. And right now you got it all back and you want to share how that happened.
We'd love to hear it.
We want to hear a nice triumph story that's gonna bless other people, because we want to shed that positivity not just through our own mouths but through other people's lives, testimonies and stuff like that. We want to just break all this negativity, all the division, because listen, if you're a couple, if you're married or stuff like that, man, we encourage you just to really get it together. Look at yourself. Stop blaming the other person.
Right. That's a big one.
Yeah. Stop blaming the other person and blame yourself and say, what could I do better? What could I do to fix this? How can I be a better husband? Like, how can I, serve better? How can I lead better?
Right.
And the woman, just what could you do better? Just look at your own self.
Right. Reflect.
Because at the end of the day, is worth, especially for the kids. Statistics show that a household with both parents really affects the kids in a positive way.
Yeah, without a doubt.
The statistics show it a huge positive way. So be there for your kids. Fight through it because it's worth it. Unless there's consistent abuse.
Right. Yeah. we don't encourage anybody to stick around with consistent abuse. Beat it out.
No.
Absolutely not. You're too valuable to be abused. Let me tell you. Whether you believe it or not, whether you've been told your entire life that you're worthless or nothing, and you're in a relationship currently that you're going through abuse, you are worth so much more than you know. Believe me. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You are worth so much more than you know, and you don't have to be subjugated to any type of abuse, any type of, whether it be physical, verbal, psychological. You're just too valuable. Find a way out of it. Miss that abyss and run. Really, really run.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
If there's anybody in the abyss of entanglement today, we hope that you were able to hear, and get something out of it.
Right.
The fact that entanglement is not an excuse to cheat or or to do what you're not supposed to do. But we hope that you're able to get out of it, and we hope that you're able to fight, press forward, show grace,
Right.
To your partner, because no one's perfect.
Right.
Let's give people the benefit of the doubt, and let's fight through these different situations. Because
Right.
listen, man, it's hard, it's tough. When you're a couple, everything in the world is pushing against you to break you apart.
Right.
When you're single, you don't get that much people coming to you. But when you're married, out of nowhere, you get 20 girls trying to talk to you, 20 guys trying to talk to you. It's just, listen, it's bad.
Crazy. It's crazy. Yo, let me also just, while as we're coming to an end, let me challenge you guys. Like, this week coming, I really want to challenge you guys. Yo, surprise your spouse with something. Whether it's flowers, whether it's card, whether it's chocolate, whether it's a combination of it all, whether it's a surprise trip for the weekend getaway, I'm challenging you guys. Yo, surprise your spouse, surprise your partner. and just
it.
get that reaction from
Do
them.
it.
You know, remind them how much they mean
Do
to
it.
you, how much you cherish them and love them. Like it's, and I'm looking forward to hearing from your stories, man. It's gonna be dope.
Sometimes we just forget about everybody, and including us. Sometimes we just forget about people. You know, like take the second to contact someone you love.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, even that, right? Like it doesn't have to just be your spouse. Look through your phone book. The last,
just look through your phone and send a quick message at least.
Yo, thinking about you. What's up? How you been? That's it.
Trust me.
Start a conversation. Remind people that they are loved and they are cherished, and there's people around them that's rooting for them. Like we're rooting for all you guys.
Yeah, we're rooting for anybody who's in any type of situation. You know, there's currently people right now, bro. Mm-hmm. There's currently people right now who are in entanglements.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yo, man,
y'all in certain situations,
tripping, but
with other people. Listen, now is the time, because now is the time to really get out of whatever entanglement you're in and just do what you're supposed to do. Go where you're supposed to go. Be where you're supposed to be. You know, and talk to who you're supposed to talk to, and stop talking to who you're supposed to not talk to.
Yeah, there you go.
Cut off who you're supposed to cut off, and walk how you're supposed to walk.
That's it.
You know, and we hope that we're able to give, you some type of encouragement and push, because maybe someone's been on the fence.
Right.
You know, maybe this is
I shouldn't be doing this or
what I
whatever.
mean?
Yeah, well, this is your sign.
Yeah,
if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Mr. Abyss is giving you a sign. Run. Get out of there. Get out of there. Stop tripping. Stop wilding.
Listen, guys, this is episode 2. We stepped it up. I hope you like the set.
A nice decor.
I hope you like the set.
Turtle and rabbit statue will be here.
We're working really hard. We hope you love it. We are here. My name is Raymond Rivera.
I am Jose Gonzalez.
And until next time, Miss
The
Abyss. Peace.
That was good.
Happy. 28. Okay, we're
28 plus like 10 minutes prior to